All right, you can see the stream coming here. You can see it's all wet here. All the streams seem to point to there, but underneath the slide out. I am hoping that this next time will be the last time I have to get the leak fixed here. All right, so I'm here in Sonoma County. I'm about to leave, and I'm going to head up to Sacramento where there's an RV show going on. And I heard there's some Ember, maybe some Ember reps up there. So I'm going to go take a look at the Embers they got in just now. I haven't really looked at the Ember up close since I bought mine, so I can see what's changed in the new models maybe. Maybe talk to the salesman, find out what they have to say about it. And then I'm going to head north. So Sacramento's not much out of my way, especially Cal Expo. I'm already going northeast towards Sacramento, and then I cut north as a cutoff to the Highway 5. So I just drive a little further to get to Sacto. What the hey, it's the weekend. This week was filled with work, I guess because I was back from work. It's been really busy. So this whole week was just me tied to my laptop. There was one trip out there to Mount Tam I got, and to West Marin. But it's just been busy, so it doesn't make for a lot of content. But that's all right. That's life, right? Again, RV life isn't all about just vacationing and getting out there. So one way or another, you got to make a living when you're an RVer. And unless you're a retiree, you better come up with something. For me, it's working out of my laptop. Normally, I work out of my home office. Occasionally, I go into the office and meet clients. But this has been real nice working remotely. It's that post-pandemic reality. I really need to get Starlink. Hey everyone, I'm at Cal Expo at Sacramento. I'm at the Happy Days RV show. This is one of those private RV shows run by one dealer, so it's not exactly like a real RV show where you've got many dealers. I understand there's some Embers here. There might be some reps here. I'm gonna go take a look while I'm in town. Private RV shows like this, they tend to be where a single dealer will take all their stock or a big portion of their stock and roll it all into one place at a fairgrounds or some similar place. It's basically like an pop-up RV dealer. So let's go find the Ember. And here we go. We found an Ember in the wild. There's another Ember in the wild. This is their new touring edition, which I might go take a look at. And then of course, we've got an Overland series here. I'm never gonna go for one of these 2-axle ones, I think, because I'm looking for small and limber. But let's maybe take a peek. Wonder if anyone's here. I wonder how they pair these up, huh? Look at that, just tack one. Maybe we'll just attach another one to my bottom, huh? We got another one over here. Ooh, look at all that room. Look at those game changer batteries. Woo! Okay, no one knows that I love Ember more than anyone, but can we do something about this switch? This disconnect switch is always getting pulled out by me when I'm pulling stuff in and out of storage. So I gotta come up with some kind of box or something to cover it, because I have yanked that thing out at least 3 times on this 30-day trip. The glass door. Oh, yeah. That's new. Kidding me? I'm giving Happy Days so much free press on my YouTube channel today. You guys should be thanking me. You even got good B-roll of your signs. Nice. So I did get to meet the sales director, but he didn't want to talk, didn't want to go on camera, so that's fine, that's his prerogative. So I wasn't able to interview anyone here, but I did take a look at some of the touring editions. They're definitely very nice. Not what I'm into, because I kind of want the camping trailer that I can take deep into the woods, that I can take off-road. And I'm sure that these touring editions are nice and all, but it's just not quite what I'm looking for. I did look at the 22-foot version of mine that has the built-in bunks, and just size-wise, I don't think I really lose a lot by having the 19-foot version with the one axle, except, of course, cargo capacity. With 700 pounds of available cargo capacity, I still feel a little stymied by my trailer, but you're not going to have a small trailer that's agile and that you can put lots of stuff in. It's kind of hard to find. So that's it. I checked it out. I didn't really look at the other models. To be honest, I need to get on the road. I need to make some time. I've still got about 1,000 miles to go before I get home. So I'm going to head up to Highway 5 now, and I don't know how far I'm going to make it this weekend. Maybe Reading, maybe Oregon. What's up? So I ran the air conditioner here while I was at the RV show. I was gone for about an hour, hour and a half, and we left at 99%, and now we are down to 66% or 67%. So that tells you that it does work. It's just gonna suck around it's gonna suck up all your power. Of course, you know, I have the generator, so I don't worry about it. But like people say, if it's late in the day and then you run down your batteries using your AC, it's gonna be really hard to get through the night if you get too low. So it does work, but you got to use it for limited periods of time. One thing I like to add are these DOT approved truck reflective strips. I always like to put them on my back bumper, 2 of them. And that's basically so if you have some kind of incident on the freeway and all of a sudden you're stopped and your lights are off, these things are so incredibly reflective, you can still see your RV from far, far away. So I recommend everyone puts those on the back of their truck and the back of their RV just for emergency purposes. I also put one on my slide out, so when my slide out's out, you know, any truckers pulling in at night to a rest area can see it. And I did the same thing for my stairs. What you barking at, Lizzie? Everyday sunshine. Everyday sunshine. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. I just pulled out of the rest area. It's the weekend, so I'm not working yesterday and today. Yesterday I was at the RV show in Cal Expo in Sacramento. Talked to some sales folks. Talked to the sales manager or sales director for Ember. Did not get him on camera, but c'est la vie. Again, that's their prerogative. If they don't want to go on the YouTube channel, that's cool. I'm not RV Miles. I'm not, you know, Jeremy. I'm not a few, you know, I'm not Josh the RV nerd, let's face it. As of this time on the road, I'm hitting around, I'm guessing close to 700 subscribers, like 600, high 600s. So I still need to get to 1,000, so please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I did just spend the night at a rest area. Generally, it was really quiet. I found, you know, it's the weekend. It didn't get more than half full. I was at the far end, but unfortunately, around midnight, somebody with a malfunctioning van pulled up next to my RV. With all the empty spaces, they pulled right next to my trailer and started revving the engine for 20 minutes, trying to solve what the problem was. And then sitting outside talking and all that, and then calling AAA, and then AAA coming and towing it away with a flatbed and all the chains and the noise and the talking. So from around midnight to close to like 2:30 a.m., I sort of had to live through these folks' roadside emergency. That doesn't normally happen. RV life. So working from the road, you know, last week, this next week, it's going to be working from the road. I'm just doing my day job. My day job can take a lot of hours sometimes. I mean, occasionally I get light days, where it's a little cool and I'm just sort of waiting for some emails and I don't have anything lined up and, I might have some free time. But as long as I'm watching email, each time I stop the RV, I check my email. I've done that before and that works, but right now we're really busy. The industry I'm in is very hot. The client base I have is very hot, and my salesperson is very busy, and he's a monster, and I mean that in a great way. He devours a lot of work, and I have to follow him and maintain whatever pace he's maintaining the best I can. I have a job that allows me a lot of freedom, meaning especially since the pandemic, but most of my meetings are remote. The vast majority of the work I do is from my computer and from a webcam, and I'm a sales engineer, so I'm talking to vendors, I'm talking to clients, I'm talking to partners, talking to coworkers. That's what I do, and in between I'm emailing them, so I can do that anywhere. I have vowed, if I haven't already said it a couple of times, probably this trip, I'm getting Starlink. I need Starlink. I do wonder what the clock time is to get your Starlink linked to a satellite when you stop. In other words, when you stop, to hook up, I have to pull over and work. Is it 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes to connect to a Starlink satellite? I need to figure that out because I need it to be fast. Right now I use my cell phones, and that takes me all about a minute to connect, assuming I have decent coverage, which on this trip I have not always had decent coverage, especially in the remote parts of the desert. So that means I'm driving less than I expected, and this trip is going to take a little longer than I expected. My wife, who's a lovely, tolerant person, she's busy as heck herself, and so as far as the weekdays go, we barely see each other for about a couple of hours, and we work in the same darn house in our offices. On the weekends, of course, we hang out, and I miss her more on the weekends. I'm sure she misses me, but she's fine with me staying out here on the road a little more. We each have a dog. We're not alone. I got Lizzie. Come here, Lizzie. Come here, sweetie. I got Lizzie right here. Lizzie, my girl. I got Lizzie, so I'm never alone, and that helps. And she's got Linus, our other dog, so we're never really alone. But of course, a dog is not a spouse. So I do hope to get home soon. I miss her. So again, I'm in Northern California, just before Redding, and I think after that it'll be Red Bluff and Weed. Yes, there's a place called Weed, California, and now that it's legal, I have a feeling it's really Weed, California now. Also going to go through Jefferson, which is the state of Jefferson. There is a portion of California that always wants to carve itself off up here in the north. It's a little more of the rural, conservative part of California. It wants to sever itself off, and I'll try to get a picture of the state of Jefferson sign. It's basically painted on a big barn, but it's been going on for a lot of years, this movement, this secessionist movement to split up California into a few small states, and one of them is the state of Jefferson. Dog Park, Redding. So I haven't really showed this much, but one of the things I do when I travel, and this goes back to before I was even an RVer, when I would road trip with my dogs, is nearly every decent sized town these days has a dog park. So you can just look it up in Google Maps, find a dog park for any town you're going through. In this case, I'm at the Redding Dog Park. I think it's called like the Benton Dog Park or something. But generally, any decent sized town has them. And as long as your dog is socialized, mine is very socialized, you can bring them to a dog park, get them to exercise a lot. I'm expecting a lot of rain over the next few days. So while it's still sunny, I thought I'd take advantage of the opportunity and pull off the road by a couple of miles and let Lizzie run around and go crazy here at the dog park. Hey, well, after about 350 miles of driving today, and some decent rain at times, and some storm warning weather. I mean, it hasn't been a crazy, scary storm, but there was warnings, weather warnings, and we've had some wind. And right now, as you can see, we've got hail. I just pulled into this premier RV resort here in Eugene. It looks okay. It looks nice. And I'm just going to sit here in the vehicle for like 5 minutes because a clear spot is about to come over me. You can tell by the sun, but it's just hailing outside, and I'm not going to go deal with hooking up or anything until the hail stops. So we'll give it just a few minutes. Lizzie's ready to party. Lizzie, come on here. You ready to party, Lizzie? Good girl. Kisses, huh? Very tired girl. Wore her out at the dog park today. Well, did you say what? Did you say dog park? Did you say ball? Dog park? She knows what these words mean. And now it's clearing. You know, I must have checked this RV 5 or 6 times today in the rain to see if any water was dripping in, and none was dripping in. And then finally, after this last torrential rain that I drove through, we finally got some water here. If I look over here, oh darn, I already stepped through here, but yeah, there you go. You can see that little line right there. So it is still coming in underneath. The question is it coming in through here? It's not coming in here. It doesn't appear to be anything about under here. Right? We'll see when I pull the slide out in a minute. I expect that there'll be a nice sheen of water underneath the entire slide. All right, let's see how much water is under the slide out. Look at that wetness. Coming here. See, it's all wet here, and it's coming in here. So seems like, you know, all the streams seem to point to there, but underneath the slide out. So let me grab a towel now to clean that up. Luckily, I come well prepared with many towels. And let's start drying my, and let's see, it is 70% humidity in here. Well, 68, 67. So let's get that humidity back down, eh? Because this is not cool. And we do not like moisture in our RV. And look, more mystery shavings, which I'm now getting pretty convinced are coming from the Schwintek sliding. But it's the only thing of that color that I can think of. Of course, this water is road grime water. So I'll probably give it a good swifter in a minute. I continue to be optimistic that this is going to be solved, because each time I try to get it solved, there's less and less water. But I am hoping that this next time will be the last time I have to get the leak fixed here. More rain. More rain, more rain. The blossoms are coming out and it's still hailing. So I'm in Coburg, Oregon. This is Eugene, Oregon, basically. I have been staying here for a couple of days once again because work's real busy. We've got a bunch of training this week, and so I got to be logged in and sitting still and kind of focused on work. So, you know, the planning for this trip hasn't been perfect, hasn't been ideal. Basically, I front-loaded it with all the fun, and at the end, it's all work and rain. And so I think if I had this to do all over again, I'd plan it just a little differently. I think from now on, I'm just going to go as fast as I can to get down to the desert. And then when I'm done in the desert, schedule it so I can just get home as fast as I can. So if it's during a work week, I might schedule it so that Friday I just start heading on the 5 and get home by Sunday night or something like that. I'm also dealing with other just life pressures, family hitting us up for a bunch of money, just a bunch of other stressors that sort of add in. You can't escape real life just because you're in an RV. Sometimes real life can even get harder. I'm still battling that black floor problem. It's only in one spot in the bathroom. It's not underneath the shower. I pulled the panel off, looked under there. The floor there is perfect. The floor underneath the sink, I pulled that panel and looked under there. It looks perfect. It's just right in this one spot, right where I would put down a bath towel when I get out of the shower and then lift it up. Something's going on there. And because it's related to being in one spot in the bathroom, I have to believe it's related to mildew and water, especially after seeing Embers' recent posts on his black floor problem. It would really be nice if it was contained to just the bathroom, because that would be a much smaller fix to have them just replace the flooring in the bathroom. But I think just seeing that black floor every time, and just that black smudge every time I look into the bathroom, that rides on me. A little bit of water coming in on this last trip when I parked, after driving through torrential rain. I got a little couple of drips in and some underneath the slide out. So that's still riding on me. I'm about to enter into a 4-month period where my trailer will not be covered. I have it covered for basically 8 to 9 months of the year, but the other months it's just outside, so it'll be harder to control the climate. So all this stuff starts to ride on me. I mean, I can be a little stress monster. So I'm going to go to Coburg Pizza, because when I'm stressed, I eat. And I'm in the mood for some pizza. I haven't had pizza on this trip, I think, once. And pizza is my favorite food. It's once again hailing, even though it says the rain's supposed to stop. Every time you get to the edge of a storm cell in the Northwest, it's freaking hail and the hardest rain ever. And then it stops. So I'm hoping that stops soon. It's just not the most exciting ending to an RV trip. I've got a big long list of things, which I'll be talking about shortly. All the items I'm going to take it in to the dealership for. Fortunately, the service rep that I was dealing with, she seemed to leave the company, or was asked to leave, I don't know, right before my trip. So I kind of lost my right? The person who I was attached to there and was helping me through all these issues. So I need to establish a new relationship with someone there in the service department, and we need to talk about the laundry list that I've developed over this trip. Nothing's too crazy other than the floor itself and the leaks. Everything else is pretty basic. In fact, if you look at Hale and Embers videos, which I'll link to here, half the iron problems he has, I have. My microwave came loose just like him. The floor of my shower is a little unsupported, a little weak. I know I'm a bigger guy, but if the bed bunks are supposed to be 300 pounds max, and the stairs coming up are 400 pounds, and the ladder is over 300 pounds or 300 pounds max, I gotta believe I should be able to use the shower at my weight and not break through the bottom. So I'm hoping that gets solved. It looks like from looking underneath the shower, it's just a matter of adding a few more blocks to the wood, I hope. Well, I'm now to the pizza place. I'm gonna get some pizza. Just a quick update. I wish I had a more exciting RV trip for you, but again, this is the boring part. No more driving over boulders and off-roading. It's all work now. That's about it. Talk to you later, buddy. There's a little bit of a bend in the back now, and that seems to have thrown it off. So now, how am I supposed to secure this? More bungee cords, I guess, tape. But here we go. We now have the wheel chock is bending. And it wasn't like I had this on very tight. I mean, I had to adjust it a few different times based on the air pressure and stuff. But what is going on? I can't get that through. Kind of looks like this one's starting to bend a little too down there. I guess it's hard to tell in this video. Maybe you can see a little curve. If I go underneath. can see here, I barely have it extended. So it's not like I have some extreme, extension on that bolt, putting extra pressure on. I'm not sure if I talked about this yet on this trip, but I have decided to abandon the old Garmin up there because I realized that I have 2 GPS systems right here. So I have Apple Maps, which I don't necessarily like that much. I definitely don't use it that often. And then I have Google Maps. So what I've been doing is putting my end goal into Apple Maps, and that just sits there. And of course, if I pull off the road, it will remap me back to the road. But then when I want to have a local destination like the In-N-Out Burger, this is the last In-N-Out Burger going north, where I'm going to grab a burger and I throw a couple in the fridge for my wife. That's sort of my go-to place. I can hit, search and just do it vocally, and it has my starred locations from the past. So I still use Google Maps predominantly, but now instead of using the Garmin, I use Apple Maps. Again, not my favorite, but it is here and it stays on, and it gives me the overall view, so I can always go look to see what's the end game to get me home. Right now, I'm at 409 miles. Theoretically, I could make this in a day, but I'm likely not going to make this in a day. I'm probably going to make this in 2 days. There's a few different reasons for that, which I might go into, but yeah, that's not going to make it to Vancouver today. Well, I'm getting closer to home. I'm in Salem, Oregon, which is the last In-N-Out Burger going north. So I'm going to pick up an In-N-Out Burger for me, throw a couple in the fridge for my wife. Hopefully Customs is cool with me bringing them across the border, and hopefully I'll be home soon tomorrow. Well, this is the end of the trip, basically. I'm in Bellingham, Washington, driving towards the border. I'm, 10 minutes away from the border, where I'll have hopefully a nice, calm and relaxed conversation with the Canadian border guard, and then I will head home. I do have, again, a busy day today. I was originally just going to work for my trailer and then come in at the end of the day. Tomorrow is Good Friday, which is a holiday here in British Columbia. And so, I'm going to work today, and then I get a 3-day weekend to kind of clean out the trailer and normalize again. After 33 days on the road, that's what it ended up being, 33 days on the road. The trailer itself covered around 4,900 miles. I'll be just shy of 5,000 when I get to my house, and I'll probably be over 5,000 by the time I take the trailer to storage or the dealership. I'm not sure where it's going next. But boy, what a day, what a week, what a month. The last couple of days have been pretty boring, to be honest. I've just been working my way north. Yesterday was just a driving day. I kind of got off work a little early, things quieted down, so I just started driving, and I would get off every 30 minutes, 20 minutes, check my email, get back on, pretty much stopped at every rest area along the way, so I can check my email and respond to anything going on, get back on the freeway. Lizzie was wondering what's going on. I keep just stopping, and we're not playing. That's okay. So anyway, I really appreciate everyone coming along on this ride. I wish the end was more exciting than the beginning. Again, the dynamics of this trip weren't quite engineered perfectly. There were some unforeseen challenges, and some challenges I should have just seen coming if I did the math on doing all the fun stuff first and then just working at the end. Well, that's not much fun. So I would definitely do this differently if I was doing it over again. Likely I would hang out in the desert for as long as I could and then drive up as fast as I can. I did need to stop in the San Francisco Bay Area for a few days to deal with my late brother's belongings. There was still a handful of belongings, and it was the 3rd year anniversary of his passing while I was there. So I stuck around with his mother. We have different moms, and sort of worked through that day and got rid of some more of his stuff. Coming home with a few more pieces of music that he wrote that I'll probably use on my channel, because technically his mother and I are the owners of his copyright now. So thanks to my brother for the free music. Wish he was here. Yeah, yeah, I'm 5 minutes from the border now. I will stop for just a second, go throw the ball so that Lizzie stops freaking out. She'll be a more controlled dog at the border if I go wear her out right before I hit the border. And then I always go take one last bio break in the trailer before I hit the border in case I'm stuck in line and it's not the place you want to have to go. So yeah, I'll go do one quick bio break and throw the ball with Lizzie, and then I'm back home in Canada. Again, thanks for coming along on this ride. Sorry the ending was so boring. I've got some really cool trips coming up. I'm going to be going out into the BC interior to go find a friend who actually investigates the Sasquatch mythology and has his own YouTube channel on that. So I'm going to go out there and see if I can hear the hairy beast myself. I've heard a few recordings of some pretty weird things. And my wife and I are going to have to do some camping here. So I've got some places in mind. I'd like to revisit some places that didn't work out last time to kind of redeem ourselves. One we missed when the slide out broke right as we pulled up. I went to pull the slide out at my old trailer out and it broke. So we had to cancel the camping trip and head back. That RV was not usable if the slide out was not extended. So that kind of sucked. And so we're going to try to probably hit up some places that we already know about. But now we can hit it up with the new trailer. And these are, off the grid, no hookup sort of campsites, traditional campsites in the interior of British Columbia. That's the real reason I bought this trailer, was to take it camping in British Columbia, not to go freeway driving and RV park hopping down the Highway 5. I'd like to stop doing that for a while. Okay, well, thanks everyone. I'm going to hit the border now, so I'm going to sign out. Good morning.